Well, the clock is ticking on a show celebrating the multiple creative voices and styles of art born here in New Mexico. From Los Cinco Pintores to the world-renowned creations of Georgia O'Keefe, it's an exhibition all about the artistic magic born in the land of enchantment.
New Mexico's had a really long tradition of kind of drawing creative people out to the region.
For more than a century, artists of all disciplines have flocked to New Mexico to find inspiration for their works.
We're academically trained artists who are getting a little bit tired of the usual kind of subject matter that artists were painting in Europe at the time, you know, French fields, windmills, things like that. Other folks, like the modernists of the Stieglitz Circle, were looking to the West for something distinctly American as a subject matter in their art.
Good Company, 5 artist communities in New Mexico, explores the diversity of creators who called New Mexico home and searches for the unifying attraction that brought them here. Starting off the tour are the storied Los Cinco Pintores of Santa Fe.
They were the young bohemians who moved out here for various reasons. Some came because Santa Fe was a good environment to heal from things like tuberculosis. Others came because they fell in love with the environment.
An important goal for the group was the desire to make art accessible to everyone.
In addition to having artwork in galleries and museums, which of course they were happy to do anytime they could, they also were interested in bringing artwork to factories and prisons and things like that.
Then there were those in the Stieglitz Circle.
And they were the modernists, and they're kind of, you know, your textbook American modernists, folks like Georgia O'Keefe.
While Stieglitz served as a tie that binds for many of these modernists, the New York-based photographer and love interest of O'Keefe never actually came to New Mexico himself.
They were interested in looking to New Mexico for an authentic American subject matter for modernism. They didn't kind of buy that Europe was where you needed to go to be an artist anymore, that America was really the place to be, and they wanted something that embodied that distinctive national feeling, and they found that here in the Southwest.
Next up are the Transcendental painters.
They formed in Taos, but they were kind of the first purely abstract painting group in the region. They were interested in engaging subject matter that moved past the physical world, and they were interested in incorporating ideas like sacred geometry, Eastern religion, spiritualism, and music into their compositions. So you've got really rich, beautiful, abstract compositions.
Then comes the Rio Grande painters.
And they're kind of the least known of the 5. They were the generation after Los Cinco Pintores here in Santa Fe. They were the younger modernists, and they embraced a regionalist style. You'll see a little bit more realism in a lot of their work, but they came together for economic interests. There wasn't really a place in Santa Fe at the time to show modern artwork, so they grouped up to open and run a gallery, and they kind of joked about the only thing they had in common was a love of the Southwest and a P.O. box.
And the exhibition wraps up with one of the first artist groups to call New Mexico home, the Tao Society of Artists.
They came around the turn of the century, and they were mostly academically trained artists, and so by that you'll notice that most of their works incorporate the figure in some way. They came out to New Mexico because they were interested in engaging Native American subject matters, finding something fresh, American, and also, of course, engaging the landscape too, and the unique qualities of light and house.
So between the modernists, abstract painters, and classically trained artists, what is it about New Mexico that connects them as one?
They came out here so they would have the opportunity and freedom to break away from the mold and do something new. That's why you don't see a lot of similarity among the 5 groups, or even sometimes among the members of the same group. Folks were really interested in actualizing their individual vision, and New Mexico offered people the freedom to do that in a way that some other places couldn't.
Now, Good Company closes on March 10th at the New Mexico Museum of Art. That's just off the plaza in Santa Fe. If you want more information on the show, just head over to foxnewmexico.com.